No income, no job, no assets, ninja. That's right, you heard it right. No income, no job, no assets, stop right in. Okay, in all seriousness, this isn't an advertisement for pre-2007-2008 ninja loans. Although, if you are sitting there with no money and no job, and you are asking yourself, can I buy a house? Keep watching and we'll show you how. No scams, no gimmicks, no get-rich schemes. What's up, everybody? I'm Sean McMurray, co-host of BPM REIA Online, and this is Mr. $250 million in real estate transactions, my mentor, my good friend, and president of BPM REIA, Anish Dave.
Hey, my name's Anish Dave, the owner of BPM REIA. Welcome, guys.
So, can you actually buy a house with no money and no job? Yes. Although, I want to be 100% honest with you. The last thing I want is for this to come off as a get-rich scheme, because it's not. I'm sure we have those superheroes out there that can leap tall buildings in a single bound, although for a large majority of us, you're not going to wake up from your buddy's couch eating chips from your chest like Kevin James. Decide to get in real estate and land a deal that is going to make you a millionaire overnight. The reality is, you'll need to learn the concepts, the strategies, and you'll have to retrain yourself mentally. The reality is, this is all going to take time and dedication, but it is 1,000,000% possible for you to buy a house with no money and no job. Keep me honest, Anish, am I lying?
It's 100% possible, guys. There's creative ways to actually do deals. You gotta get some knowledge out there. We've been doing subject to deals. We've been doing seller financing. You gotta start learning new ways to get deals.
Before we go further, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, BPM REIA. Although I've been in the industry for about 7 years now, I still consider myself a novice. It's something that I've done on the side while I work my job, but over the past year or so have made it a point to be the latest migration in my career path. Despite being a novice, I'm still out here knocking out deals, and I'm able to do that because I have a solid team of mentors and coaches behind me. Literally, behind me. They are wholeheartedly vested and interested in my development and success. I can pick up a phone, call, text, or email Mr. $250 million in real estate transactions, Anish Dave, Harry and Victoria Diamond, who have closed $300,000 in profits this past 3 months alone, Taryn, who leads the largest all-women wholesaling group and whose story was featured in the national REIA, and Lucian and Denise, who left their corporate 500 jobs to join real estate, and they're killing it so much so, they became coaches and mentors. BPM REIA's mentorship program is second to none. There's an investment required to become a member, but once you're in, you literally can buy a house with no money and no job, as BPM REIA will cover 100% of the expenses and split the deal with you 50-50. I can personally attest to this, as they've funded all of our deals. Click the link below in the description. I think one of the biggest strengths you'll need to have is your ability to be creative. For example, I was working on a deal with Anish and Harry Diamond. This was a wholesale deal, and the team that had it under contract was looking to offload this property quickly. Using some of the tools we discussed in this video, I was able to talk them down from $362,000 to $136,000 over the phone, contingent upon me getting down and viewing the property. Y'all, this house looked like Frankenstein. Illegal additions, electrical work that was nothing short of criminal, 3 junk cars, chicken coops, and to top it all off, $800,000 in accruing violations. Not Harry nor I skipped a beat. I just remember the desperation in the wholesaler's voice, where they were running away from the deal and or desperately looking to offload it. We were running towards it with open arms. Instead of focusing on the negatives, we were focusing on the solutions and options. We already had the property sold in our minds. We didn't end up closing on the deal, but the saga isn't exactly over yet. Anish, mentally speaking, what other traits will they need to buy a house with no money and no job?
Well, first of all, you need a good team, right? You gotta understand contracts. You actually have to know how to structure deals. You gotta make it a win-win. And there's gotta be something for the seller, and you gotta, most importantly, fix the problem.
The second thing you're going to need is a deal that makes sense. Look, it doesn't matter how creative you are, how much connections or money you have, if the deal doesn't make financial sense, there's no deal. Anish, can you speak to that a bit?
Yeah, so we want to, we're in this business to make money, right? I'm not here to lose money. I could do it in the stock market. I could lose it in my crypto account. My job is actually to make money. So you got to be clear about your numbers. You got to have multiple exit strategies to really have this functioning and, put money in your pocket.
The third concept that you'll need in order to buy a house with none of your money and no job is OPM, or other people's money. No, seriously, this ties it all together, and full disclosure, this is not to be a whole-encompassing list. I'm learning new strategies all the time. Anish, kick it off with hard money loans.
Yeah, so there are people out there that actually have companies where it's hard money loans, and it's based on the property or the asset, really. So you could actually borrow other people's money. You'll need a little bit of your own money on those kind of deals, but you could also borrow some private money too.
I debated on whether I'd put this in here because you're not going to qualify for a mortgage with no money and no job. For good reason, but it is an example of OPM.
Yeah, so my favorite is private money. And when I say private money, it could be your mom's money. Yeah, my mom's not gonna give me the money, but it could be your friends. It's raising money for the deals, and you're actually paying them interest, points. They're happy, they're making way more money than they are at the bank. And it's an easy move to use other people's money once you have a track record.
So this is similar to private money, but for whatever reason, people don't actually consider this as an option. Family and friends, Anish mentioned it before. Of all the options, this is my favorite. People talk about creating generational wealth all the time. Well, this is literally that. You're keeping the money in the family and your close circle of friends. Not only are they funding your deal, but you are making them money. Win-win for everyone. We have a spreadsheet that you can share with your family and friends that details the deal in its entirety, all the expenses and profit share. It makes it very easy to present the benefit of funding your deal.
Yeah, so I love seller financing. One of my deals that I personally bought is a 5-unit building in Fort Lauderdale. Found it on Facebook Marketplace, talked to the seller, and made it a win-win. Guess what? I put no money down, or actually a little bit of money down, just closing costs, and the seller actually financed the whole deal. So it was great. I got a nice low interest rate. He was happy. He no longer owned the property. And now I own a 5-unit building, and I made it an Airbnb, and now I'm cash flowing with limited amount of money.
Remember how I told you I am learning about new strategies all the time? This is a strategy that I literally learned about a month ago from a guest at one of our BPM REIA meetings. Blew my mind. Asset-based lending is a loan or line of credit issued to a business that is secured by some form of collateral. In this case, the property itself. Isn't that a mortgage? No. The conditions for qualifying for a mortgage are a down payment, good credit, and a job. None of that matters for asset-based lending. Full disclosure, this is still a new strategy for me, but there seems to be a lot of potential.
So there's a strategy out there that's very popular right now. It's called Subject To. And the idea is you actually take over the mortgage from the seller. So you're not actually qualifying, and you could actually take advantage of those low interest rates. And I love it, and you could cash flow right away without actually, putting any of your own money down.
Last but not least, real estate crowdfunding. Did you know that you could raise funds for your real estate deal through sites like Fundrise, Crown Street, and some people are even using TrueCrowd or Kickstarter.com. This is a relatively new way to invest in real estate using OPM. I love this concept as it allows everyday investors an opportunity to get into real estate. Although admittedly, the way I see people YOLOing it to insert crypto that has a Shiba Inu picture or name, this could be a double-edged sword as less experienced investors jump into the game. I just don't want to see people get taken advantage of. Are we missing anything else, Anish?
Yeah, we're good. We have everything. Those are our top ways of using other people's money or limited amount of your own money to close real estate deals.
As you can see, it is absolutely possible to buy a house with no money and no job. With the right mind frame, a deal that makes financial sense, and the appropriate funding source, your pockets and your wallet could look like Santa Claus's tummy. Really, there should be a step 4. That's the know how to make these things happen. How many of you are out there making deals happen? Share one of your deals below. We'd love to hear about it. Don't forget to share, and for the love of God, subscribe to the channel. Anish, back to you for final words.
Yeah, so if you actually have one of those deals and you're a little scared, bring it to us. Sean and I will buy your deal, and you can use our money.
I'm Sean McMurray.
And I'm Anish Dave.
And we are BPM REIA.